When it comes to planning a retreat, there's ways to get it to go from average to incredibly transformative. Welcome to Retreat Boss, where we speak about inspired travel for fun, transformation, and profit. Guest experts will give you their tips and tricks on creating the most impactful retreats, both for you and your clients. Whether you want a meditative getaway, a wellness trip, or a business escapade, we provide you with the best advice in organizing and hosting a tremendous event. Join Catherine Kontos as she talks with fellow experts about creating exclusive and successful retreats. Dive deep into the most unique activities, the best destinations to visit, and the most uplifting trips out there that you can discover. Here is your host, Catherine Kontos. Today on Retreat Boss, we have a special guest with us. Her name is Eliza Maroney, who is named one of Sacramento's top 5 women to watch, as well as one of Green Market Report's top 100 women in cannabis. She co-founded Lucky Box Club, a cannabis subscription service delivering custom curated boxes. She is a YogaWorks certified yoga teacher. She is also a co-founder and executive producer of Healing with the Cannabis Yogi reality docuseries to be released in 2022. And she is the founder of Firepath Yoga, an alignment-based musical enhanced cannabis-infused yoga dance and meditation experience. Her annual retreat, called the Convergence Retreats, is focused on masterminded collaboration that brings together acclaimed healers of various modalities. And if that's not enough, this amazing woman is also recognized by Forbes, Pop Sugar, Uncover LA, Playboy, Entrepreneur, and the Sacramento News and Review. Welcome, Eliza.
Thank
My
you.
goodness. What a bio.
I had big goals. I wanted to be someone who's impacting the world.
And it doesn't stop there. I have a feeling it's going to just like that list is just going to grow.
It's funny when you write a bio because you're like, what do you want to tell them? And I'm like, I want to tell them everything because there's so much to share. It's been a journey. That's all I can say.
And you know what? You have to. Why not? You accomplished all these things and you are accomplishing because these are things that are continuing. It's not just something in the past. So you continue to grow and share it all. Why not?
Well, Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, thank you. So tell us a little bit about, what got you started in this interesting career, what brought you there? Because you started initially, from what I understand here, you were kind of in other domains, not necessarily this. And all of a sudden we have this lady called the Cannabis Yogi in front of me, and, which is a very cute name. I love it.
Thank you. Let's see, where did it start? I think it really all started actually in my childhood because I am a musician. I'm a professionally trained musician. I grew up singing with the San Francisco Opera, the San Francisco Girls Chorus, and music has always played a very big part in my life. And as I went through high school and college, I was a full-time musician by the time I was in my 20s. And it was fascinating to see the impact that music can make on people's lives. And later, fast forward a few years, I met my now husband and partner and business partner, and he worked in the cannabis industry. I thought it was very interesting to learn about plant medicine. My life was transformed by it. I am very open about the fact that I have struggled in the past with depression, anxiety, addiction, so many things that people look now and they're like, really you? Because I'm like annoyingly happy most of the time, but it's a culmination of me learning about plant medicine. So weed became my world and I was just like wanting to spread the gospel. And at some point I wanted to really begin to infuse my yoga practices with this. So as I became a yoga instructor, I started inviting friends over for what I call Bend and Blaze. And we'd come together and we'd enjoy plant medicine and then we would do yoga. And it's such a transformational experience. It's really something that people then slow down. They're able to listen to their body more. They're able to let go of everything else that came before that moment. And they would leave feeling renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated, and inspired. And so that just kind of grew into something greater. And I started, the classes grew, more people would come. The press started to show up, and that's kind of where the term the Cannabis Yogi came from. So Leafly magazine, I credit Christina Casson, who's the writer for them, or one of their writers, who wrote this beautiful article about her first Bend and Blaze class. And she kept on referring to me as TCY, the Cannabis Yogi. And it just stuck. I loved it. And it really represents all the things that I hope to be in the world, which is someone who is a yogi, who is dedicated to a wellness practice. It also is a nod to the cannabis world and plant medicine in general, and what I believe and know that it can do for people. Yeah. And in time, I started the retreats, and it's just grown. So it's been really exciting, and it's all been a very natural progression. Nothing has been forced.
So tell me a day or a session of your classes. What do they look like?
Yeah.
What do people experience?
Yeah, I have a class tonight that I was just preparing for. So, So my classes are a vinyasa and yin hybrid class. So for people who don't do yoga, that means that we are moving very slowly. We're moving with our breath. So an inhale will take you one way, an exhale will take you somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And then the yin aspect means that we're holding these poses for extended amounts of time. So sometimes we'll get into like a forward fold, and you're just kind of like bent over, maybe your arms are crossed, or maybe they're hanging toward the ground, and we might be there for a minute or 2 minutes. And some poses will hold up to 3 minutes. And it's in holding that and in your breath that you can really feel change happen inside of your body. So the classes open with either some like dynamic movement, like some shaking or other exercises or dancing a little bit. And then we get into our flow, and that is the yoga aspect. And toward the end, once everyone is down into Shavasana, which is that corpse pose where everyone, it's like their final rest, some teachers call it, I do sound baths. And so I do a short sound healing. So you'll see, me with bowls, with gongs, with tuning forks, and most importantly, with my voice. I sing to them at the end of every class and do chants or do mantras, and I'll close sometimes just like that, or maybe we'll also get into a meditation. So the class itself the experience is 90 minutes. The class is 60 minutes. So the big part of the experience is arriving and being able to consume cannabis first, and really be in a supported, safe space to experience that. Mm-hmm. And then to go in and get on your mat. And now you take that experience inward and focus on your own body and your spirit.
Can you give us an example of your mantra you're singing? Is that too much to ask on a podcast? I don't know.
Oh, totally. Here, let me, I'm going to chime one of the bowls, and then I will sing one of them for you. Maybe.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. This is a treat. Thank you.
Oh, let's see. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You have such a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, I know the bowls bring you at a deeper level of meditation as well. So, and plus listening to your voice, it's just, I can imagine the people just
Yes, and hearing that vibration and the resonance of it all, it's transcendental. It can take you to different places. It can help you find the answers you've been looking for. It can help you heal. So the sound aspect is the most important part of my classes. People think that they're coming for the yoga, but they're really, and most of my faithful yogis, they all admit and they proudly say that they're actually there for the 10-minute meditation and sound healing at the end.
Yeah. Did you ever get introduced to the retreats by invitation, by people inviting you? Like, is that something that people could do with you, is invite you to their retreat so they can experience that?
Yes, I've been a guest at numerous retreats, and it's something that I love to do. I think that's the ethos of the Convergence Retreats, right? The point of life is to keep learning. And it's always to be chasing after new knowledge and new peace and new inspiration. So I absolutely love and am honored to participate in different retreats often.
The Convergence Retreats, you founded that, you started that. What was it that made you decide to take this route with your business?
I was ready to host something that was a little bit bigger than a yoga class and that would allow people to go even deeper. There's only so much you can do in a class or even a day or a half-day workshop. But when you invite people and ask them to join you for 2 or more nights, I find that it really it forces them to let go of that default world and really touch base with themselves. So first and foremost, it came from a desire for deeper healing and deeper transformation. And the second aspect was that I have so many teachers and healers that I know of that I just want to tap into their magic, and I want others to tap into their magic too. So by creating a platform and a space and a meeting place really for the healers, we get to heal each other, but also we get to expose so many other people to those different modalities and different tools, really.
How many days are your retreats? You said 2 or 3 days. Is that how long your retreat is, or is it?
So my upcoming retreat that's going to be in Mexico is going to be 4 nights. And then we have another retreat that's going to be in Northern California in May. And that is going to be 3 nights. It's Friday through Monday.
Amazing. When is Mexico and when is the next one?
Mexico, I will have to say Mexico is sold out.
Okay.
But it's going to be the last week of last week of January, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And the Pescadero retreat in California, that is going to be also the last weekend of May. So it's Memorial Day weekend. And I'm very excited about that because I just announced it last week, and early bird is on. So if anyone's interested, they should definitely check it out and grab a ticket because it will sell out. I'm really excited about it.
I don't doubt it. Tell me, during your retreats, what activities when people first come? I assume not everybody knows everybody, right? Right? So what is it that you do to break the ice with these people and make them feel very comfortable with each other?
It really depends on the size of the group. And because I think that it's having a retreat with 10 people is very different from having a retreat with 40 people. So it depends on that. But we always will start with an opening circle. It doesn't matter how many people there are. We're going to sit down together in circle. We're going to breathe together. We're going to meditate. We're going to say a brief introduction of ourselves, whether it's just their name and where they're from, or go a little bit deeper of like your name and why you're here.
Yeah.
In one sentence, we have agreements that I ask that everyone honor. So I think that like setting the space and the tone on at opening ceremony is very important because we ask people to honor anonymity and to only speak from their own perspective. We ask people not to interrupt ever. We ask people to participate in conversations and to be vulnerable. So there's a list of agreements that I open up with that really gets people to drop in and to understand and realize that they are now part of something bigger and yet more intimate than they anticipated.
And the goal to your retreat is what exactly? How are they supposed to leave? With what?
They are going to leave inspired and empowered to take better care of themselves with new tricks and tools and healing modalities.
Amazing. And you said there's different facilitators. What facilitators do you bring in, and what do they do with your retreat goers?
So every facilitator teaches a workshop or a class. So the Convergence Retreats are really like almost mini wellness festivals in the way that we have morning programming, we have daily yoga, and then we have 2 to 4 workshops throughout the day that are essentially optional. The one thing that's not optional is the morning practice together.
Okay.
But the other classes will be on Qigong, yoga, meditation. There will be sound baths. There will be Tantra teachers. There will be energetic healers and Reiki masters. So herbalists, Ayurvedic herbalists, and they all kind of come up with almost like their TED Talk or their class that they want to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And it just lets people connect with them and gives everyone just this opportunity to learn something new and hopefully receive a little bit of healing in that.
It sounds really, really nice. And it does sound like a mini festival because it is, that you do have the option of taking the class or not, which, lets people go at their pace.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. And where did you find all these people? Is it just because they connected with you, or you're like, hey, I'm holding my first retreat. Who wants to join me? Like, how did you start? How did you find all your facilitators and then your clients? That's because when people are starting off, they're like, am I going to fill my retreat? And you have this idea of bringing all these facilitators in there. So, was that maybe one of your techniques, is to fill up your retreats by having everybody there?
I think there are 2 sides of this, right? There are the people that that you like are like, you have to teach because they're already one of your teachers. So I started out like that. I tapped into my own local resources, people that I've also intimately studied with, because I'm not a huge fan of just inviting anyone. Oh, okay, I don't Google Reiki master and just invite the first person.
Right.
So because to me, I'm curating an experience and it needs to be authentic. So the first Convergence was only people that I knew, that I've worked with, that I've studied with, etc. The second and third Convergences have been a little more widespread, because once you have your trusted healers and they see what you're building, then they have people they want to recommend that are their teachers.
Yes.
So I have gone as far as to invite the teachers of my teachers that they highly, highly recommend. But, I do due diligence. I check, what they're putting out in the world. What is their social media like? What is their messaging? And also, how accessible are their teachings to my students, to someone who maybe isn't super heady and, living a crazy yogic lifestyle, because we want this to be accessible to everyone.
You said something very, very important in your statement there, which is it has to be authentic. They have to have the same values, like similar values to you. And you have to be really, it has to be a genuine connection between you and that person that is coming, or you're hiring them, or I don't know, it's a partnership, whatever it may be. It makes a huge difference, because it's not only for your clients, but for you as well, your peace of mind, because it's not because you're inviting them because they're popular or they have thousands of followers. You're inviting them because you genuinely believe in their product and their service. And I think it creates a harmony between you and them as well. And that resonates to your retreat goers, whoever is there with you. So that's very important. And people don't realize that it eliminates so many issues mentally, and even not in business as well. So that's very important. Thank you for pointing that out.
Definitely. This Mexico retreat, I'm co-facilitating with 2 other women, and it's the first time that I've brought in women that really are partnering with me on an event like this. And it was so interesting. And early on, when they said, well, what's your refund policy? And what if they're not happy, or what if someone needs to cancel last minute? And I was like, I've never had someone ask for a refund ever. And that's who I'm attracting. People, first of all, people trust my ability to curate an experience. That's one thing that I'm most known for. I host multiple events. I do lots of things within the cannabis and wellness space. So I'm constantly curating experiences, and I have very high standards for that. Second, people don't ask for refunds because the types of people that I am inviting and bringing into my world are generous, and they're also giving to others. So I've had 2 people ever say, I can't make it, but I'd like to gift my spot to someone else. Are you okay with that? And that's beautiful.
How beautiful.
Yeah. It's a testament to what we're creating here, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That is nice. You've never had a situation where something should happen and, not necessarily with your guests, but maybe even with, I don't know, a chef that doesn't show up, or an activity that goes sour somehow.
We've never had a sour activity. We've had only one person, a facilitator that got lost and didn't make it. And I think they kind of gave up and they turned around and just went home. And it wasn't a problem.
How far in the jungle were you? They couldn't find it. Ways didn't work. We were remote. I will say that, but it was totally fine because when there is not programming going on, there's still things to do. So my husband is a painter, and so he always sets up what's called the puff paint station. So it's like a smoking section with coloring books and things for people to paint with him and easels. And so okay, great. Well, then we'll go smoke and hang out, or I'll eat an edible and I'll go paint or color some coloring books and hang out with everyone else. Or we typically have a few vendors that are available that people can check out their products or their services. There are massages, add-ons, you can have massage therapy or other Ayurvedic therapies. So there's not a lack of opportunities or offerings at any point in time. Yeah. What about legal aspects? Because you are dealing with cannabis. Not everywhere in the States allows this. Not everywhere in the world. Canada is legal. By the way, I'm in Canada. So I'm just wondering, does that limit you in any way, or you just work with what you have?
It does not limit me because we operate in areas, well, I will say the California retreats are totally fine. You just have to be over 21. We're not selling anything on site. So it's not like you're there and you're buying weed throughout the weekend. People can come with their own, or they can legally and compliantly get a delivery from my company, Lucky Box Club, which is a licensed delivery service.
Amazing. So what's next for you? What are your projects? Anything that you want to share?
I'm so excited about Convergence and Pescadero. I am bubbling with excitement because I just locked in the venue 2 weeks ago. So now I'm deep in planning that. And I'm ready to find a new round of teachers who want to participate and meeting new participants and attendees, because COVID did a number on all of us in just creating such disconnect. I am fully embracing this next retreat, and I just hope that it serves as inspiration for everyone.
I think it's going to be even more special than ever because of the disconnect. People are just craving to connect again so badly. Do you agree?
They are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How can people connect with you? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I am listed as the Cannabis Yogi, all spelled out. You can also learn about the Convergence Retreat at convergenceretreat.com. And if you're interested in California, you can check out luckyboxclub.com if you want to support a woman-owned cannabis delivery service.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
I wish you luck with all your retreats and everything that you do. Everything sounds so wonderful. And you have a voice of an angel. So thank you for giving that gift to people, your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor. And I hope that we get to connect one day in person.
I hope so too. When you said Mexico, I was like, oh, I'm going to be there soon. Oh no, it's only in January.
Oh, well,
Another
the next
time.
international one for sure. Those are
Yeah.
always, those sell out so quickly because everyone wants a nice big vacation, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thanks again for
Oh,
being here today, and good luck with all your ventures, all your beautiful ventures. I wish you well, and hopefully we do meet soon.
oh,
All
well,
right.
thank you. All right.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you for listening to the Retreat Boss podcast. When it comes to achieving wellness and transformation, nothing is more effective and profound than a well-orchestrated retreat. Achieve huge revenue growth, one trip at a time. Want to learn more on expanding your business with retreats? Visit retreatboss.com, when profitable retreats are made easy. Be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to the show at retreatboss.com/podcast. Until next time, take care.